Hello, welcome to the place where I look at the world as it was handed to me and not the world as I've been told it is supposed to be. And here are two very interesting sets of words that I find quite fascinating. See, like, truth be told, it's truth be told, isn't it? Loads of people say truth be told this and truth be told that, but it's so close to truth be told. I always feel like I should bring it to people's attention. So that was my A1, which would make this one my B1. So you got truth be told, and you got figure, doubt. You move the B, thing. We figured out. It's quite interesting. But, I always find awkward a really interesting word, because it's like the K, isn't it? There's a K, and without the K you get your award. Yeah, with the K in there, it's a little bit different, isn't it? I always think of the K's the one in the middle, and you've got to walk along water to get to the K. But there's another way of looking at that. You've got to walk through the wind. You know what I mean? You've got to walk through the wind to get to your K. Obviously, it's walk on water is WOW. Wow. But walk with the wind is WWW. That's said to people so many times, isn't it? Everybody knows that's the internet. www.walkwiththewind. I think that's really interesting. You got the classic please turn over, pt1, please turn over. But I like pt1. Please turn over. I hit a point in my life a while ago where I started looking at the world around me as puzzles, and this is the best way for me to explain it. This is the best puzzle for me to start most people on. Whether you believe in God and evil and good and the devil is irrelevant. This is in your environment. This is a very real thing. This suggests that our collective consciousness has already got design schematics on language before we put the language into words and start using it readily. It's suggestive of it, that's all. I'm no scientist or anything. However, so we've got the word good devil here, yeah? And it surprises me how many people never realise that good devil is an anagram of God do evil. So many people don't realise that. And what that does is it creates a subtextual balance, because you've got God doing evil and you've got a devil doing good. Yeah. We already have kind of a subtextual balance, because obviously good and evil are already opposites, supposedly. And we've also given them very similar treatment. We've added a D there, we've taken an O there. So you've got good and devil. Okay? So there's already that algebraic, subtextual algebraic balance there. So I think that's quite interesting. Yeah? And we've got this here, BCAD. So I'm going the religious route, obviously. Before Christ, after death. This is what we know it as. Most people see it as. Some people go BCE, and they know the full Latin words, and they'll vocalise them. However, I'm sticking with what I was brought up looking at, how I was brought up looking at life, and I believe a lot of other people are looking at it that way. So you've got evil and you've got bad, haven't you? And bad's a weird word, because it's almost like you've got A, B, C, D. Yeah, they've gone, well, you didn't do that step, you ballsed up the order of those two steps, it was just bad. It's almost like encoded into the word that you've made a klutz of yourself. And I think that's quite interesting, because then you've obviously got good, evil, B, C, A, D. Absolutely mind-blowing, eh? Right, so give me one moment. I'm going to edit this little God and the Devil bit that I had there before, but I put space and time above it, and I've stuck bad underneath God, because we're going to do a little bit more fake algebra, fake algebra, who knows? Right, so we've got the word devil, and everybody is obviously aware that the devil backwards is the word lived. That's like the most common little word thing to come into when it comes to all these words. Yeah. The devil is the word lived backwards. Oh, that's kind of scary, right? You've got time and you've got emit. Well, the interesting thing about the word space and time is that they've both got the opposite word encoded into them. So you've got space and pace. So you've got space and you've got pace goes at a rate. And you've got time. You've got time. And you've got emit. When you emit sound, you create vibration. Everything is vibration. Therefore, you've created space. Yeah. So time, emit, devil, lived. Yeah. Space, pace. God and odd. It's not quite there, is it? God and odd. God and odd. We'll take the bad. Take the B off the bad. What's missing? What's missing? It's the letter D, isn't it? Is the letter D missing from both of them? Yeah, because you'd add the D, wouldn't you? You'd add the D. Odd. Yeah. So there is kind of like almost like a non-symmetrical symmetry there. Right. So, however, it's not quite finished there, because we've got this word odd here. And what does God do? He works in mysterious ways, doesn't he? It makes him really odd. So what we've been using the entire time is the O, isn't it? We've been using God is good. But God was always odd. He's never a good guy. He's always worked in mysterious ways. Have we been spelling it wrong in the English language the entire time and no one's noticed? Yes, enough of the wordplay for now. I kind of picked that up off of Jordan Maxwell. There's something else I'm about to talk about is from Jordan Maxwell as well. He told me about the significance of a pyramid, basically, because the top of the pyramid, he used to say in his videos that I used to watch, he used to say that Jesus Christ, not that I'm religious, Jesus Christ was known as the chief cornerstone. Yeah, he was known as the chief cornerstone. I'm not exactly sure why, but he did tell us what the chief cornerstone was, and I always found it really interesting. And I said my own little thing in response. So I've adapted my own thing, not as response. That's just weird. Right, so a pyramid, the last stone that you put on a pyramid is called the chief cornerstone. It's also called the finishing touch, because it's the last stone that you put on the top. The finishing touch is the scorpion's sting, and the scorpion's sting is the kiss of death. Yeah, that's why you don't go up to the top of the pyramid. You go up to the top of the pyramid, you get stung, you get the scorpion's sting, the kiss of death, the finishing touch. I always find that really fascinating. I want to go through all the different types of hits there are, because it's a bit of a swear word, isn't it? Shit. But you got bullshit, bull hit, yeah, bull hits, yeah. Cat shit, cat hits, yeah. You say cat shit in your mouth. Oh look, cat shit in your mouth. Dog shit, dog hits, Hits, yeah, hits from things. Penguin shit, penguin hits. You get all sorts of different hits. And I just wonder if there's something in that. It's so easy just to stick the word hit in somewhere. Oh, this hits. And you're just totally oblivious to it. To you, someone's just sworn. I do wonder when it comes to giving cover to words. So what is it? I see people talk about the unvaccinated now. They go, oh, they're unvaccinated, and I always think, are those aliens calling humans mudbloods? Basically, is it the same sort of thing? Oh, they've given us a word that we can call these people now, and they wouldn't have a bloody clue. So we call them unvaccinated, and they'll never know we're taking the mickey. So I think that's quite funny. It makes me laugh. Yeah, words, they're fascinating, aren't they? I'm going. Hello. We just went through the God and the Devil word games, and this basically why. This is kind of a metaphor why. We've got north, east, south, west, 4 words that we use to navigate the world, figure out exactly where we are and where we're going, and it's been like that for a long time. So if there was a word game amongst these 4 words put next to each other, don't you think you'd want to know what that word game is? Exactly. I'm sure there's more than the one that I'm going to bring up, but obviously the 4th letter here I've noticed and it is easy to recognise, is the letter T. Every single time it's the letter T. So I'm going to add another letter T amongst this, yeah. And I'm going to put it where this W is. You might not like it, but this is almost a word. And if I put the T there, get rid of the Wicked Witch of the West. If I put the T there, we've got the word test. It's interesting that, isn't it? We've got the word test. We just did the religious one. We could have branched off to New Testament, Old Testament, but I didn't. We've got the word test here. It's a nice interchangeable letter, the letter T. There's significance to the letter T within it. Very, very simple, no messing around. We've got test, we've got nest. What's a common type of nest? Well, you've got a bird nest or a bird test. Yeah. There's a very famous story about a raven trying to get a drink out of a bottle that's filled with water, and what it has to keep doing is putting pebbles in this bottle of water until the water rose to the top and it could drink. There was another one, I don't know if you ever watched Doctor Who, I don't know how British you are, but in Doctor Who there is a legend of a bird that would sharpen its beak on the top of these crystal mountains once every 100 years, and slowly the mountains would start becoming blunter and blunter because it was a test of endurance. Both those stories are metaphors for a test of endurance. So maybe we are in a kind of nest test, a bird test, a test of endurance. So that's what I find quite interesting amongst these letters. I'm pretty sure there must be more here. None of them are apparent to me at the moment. I know what I'm like, and something will jump out at me at some point. I mean, East, you must be able to do loads with the East. The word East there, beast, feast. There must be some stuff around here. I'm not going to be exploring that today. Obviously, you've got the 3 S's. So it's 666, yeah? Even north, east, south, west, which is quite interesting. The T's, you could potentially consider them 4s. It's lowercase t, 4s. And the 4th letter, 44444. Lots of people are seeing 4s around. I see it all the time. The H's, the TH and the SH. Yeah, I'm not going to go for any more of this, but I'm just kind of outlining it. So if you want to sit down and do some letter crunching, you can. But I hope you enjoyed my first video. It's the concepts that I'm going with are basically it's like this. Everything having a past. So all the words that I've just used there, they're derived from things, and you've got things like the that I'm going to be going through the Mandela effects. They're all from the past, but you can also look at them as games, puzzles, tests. Yeah, and who knows, you might gain something from figuring out the answer to some of these tests. I want to go through conspiracy theories, see if there's any little games being played amongst them. There was another one. I'm obviously going to do numbers. I love numbers. I've got one lined up for that. But it's basically, the idea is it's our past that prevents us from looking at the world around us as having solvable problems around the place.